changes, Don?
Butcher will go in. Pizik will come out. I think that's the only change.
Saw Bryson on the right side just during the skate. Looked really good on the right side when he's been on there in recent games. What's allowed him to have that success? It's not easy stuff.
Yeah, no, it's not easy. But well, an open mind for one. But he is agile, quick, and likes a challenge. And it is a challenge for guys. You're in the routine of playing on your forehand for the bulk of your career, and all of a sudden you're on the other side of the rink. It's a lot different. But he embraces that as a challenge, and I think that's a big part of him. Along with the skill that I mentioned, he's agile, so he gets around pucks and can pivot and turn as quick as anyone, and I think that helps.
And how about your goalie?
Anderson.
As far as Will goes, just what have you liked about him since he's come back and played?
Will has a lot of hockey sense, so he makes a lot of nice little subtle plays. Obviously, he scored a goal one of his games back. It's not a surprise when he makes offensive plays. I mean, he's a former Hobie Baker winner, so he's extremely talented and offensively gifted as far as how he sees the game and ice and offensive opportunities, even transition opportunities. So yeah, I mean, he's been effective within his skill set very much when we had him in there.
I know at the outset of this stretch where it seems like a playoff opponent every other day, you said you were embracing that challenge. Now that we're about halfway through, what have you liked about
Jordan? Not just a playoff opponent. I mean, we're talking teams with 100, approaching 100 points and 100 points. So it's the top of that group even, and that's great. I mean, that's what we want. Everybody speaks of playoff experience, and I'm just happy, just experience, just immerse in the moment. The higher energy, the building, the more pressure that's on, and obviously when you play top teams and teams that are fighting for the President's Trophy, as Carolina and Florida are, there's a lot on the line for them. So they're going to give they're going to give their best. They're going to make sure their top players are out there and they win a hockey game. They're going to give themselves the best chance to win a hockey game. So for me, it's phenomenal. We want to keep pushing our guys, and we want them to be challenged. If I didn't think our guys could improve, I wouldn't want them to be challenged. I'd want to play an easy game and maybe get 2 points. But I think the challenge of it, forcing our guys to strive, even components of survive at times, I think bodes well for us because we're in the business of improvement right now, and we've watched our guys improve, and nothing helps you improve more than maintaining your confidence, one, and being challenged, two. And I like where we sit in both those.
We've talked a lot about Tage Thompson's offense and his goal scoring. How has he evolved this year, and how is he doing when he's going up against the better players on another team? How is he growing there?
It's night to night. I mean, there's still I don't want to almost term it as growing, because in this league it's night to night. If you don't have it, and think of any top player in your mind, the players that won Hart trophies and everything else. If you don't have it, you're going to be. There's nights in the league where you're minus. So it's not a growing thing. It's an energy thing. It's a grind thing. And when that happens, it's being able to adjust your game, and maybe you're not creating 7 or 8 scoring chances, but adjusting so you don't try to overcompensate and press to that end, and you give up 8 or 9 scoring chances. And I think that's a process for especially young guys to kind of acclimate in this league, in this level. So back to how I feel Thompson has been in that regard. He's a highly intelligent player, highly intelligent person. I had a conversation with him this morning, and he even spoke of, when we play top lines, it's almost a battle of who's willing to cheat first, and usually that's that guy that's going to lose. So it's staying with it and through the grind until you break the other guy or the other line or the other team, and that's a lot of competitiveness and commitment to play a long game and a long haul. And I think that Tomer has that. I mean, he's proven that. He's fought his way to where he's at in his career right now through lots of adversity and having to just grind and be patient but I can assure you when he was patient, he was competitive. And so I don't think it's a young thing at all with him. I think it's just he is going to get better and better at it, though.
What goes into his home and road numbers? Because his home, he's among the NHL's best than any guy.
Yeah, you know the numbers probably better than I, so you might. Can you give me more insight on what exactly?
It's about 22 home goals and 9 on the road.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Yeah, I think you find that stat a lot because, you know, when you go on the road and they want to circle his name on the dry marker board, they can put the defenseman they want out against him and the 5-man unit they want out against their top players. And so it is much harder for any player in the league, and it should be, to play on the road because of that. You know, you can, you know, and at home I can get them away from those matchups, which I have on several occasions. There's some nights when they have really good energy, and I say Thompson line. I mean, you have Thompson that's big and strong and has a range, and it's hard to get pucks away from him. I don't care who you are in the league. It's hard. The top guys have a tough time when he's on his game. And the same with Tuck. Now, when they're not, and they're not feeling the energy and they don't have quite the feel, you know, they come down a little bit. But I'm gauging in game, you know, whether they have that, whether they're on tonight or not. And if they are, I actually play them against the top line. If I feel they're not, I'll play them, try to get them out against a third pairing D. And that's happened a few times in the last few games where they've scored. You know, so if you can get that offset, they're going to score a lot more. So I think it probably, if you look deeper into those, you might find that. I would guess you would. If not in Thompson's case, you'd see it through cases through the league with top players and home and road scoring. Yep.